Welcome to the e-Certify quarterly update training. My name is Brian, and I'm going to be talking to you guys today about some of the updates that we've made to the e-Certify solution that you guys currently use. I know your time is valuable, so I'm going to try and keep this to around 15 or 20 minutes. If you guys don't mind, grab a piece of paper and a pen, take some notes, and write down any questions that come up during this training. And you can email them to me at the conclusion of this training at support@OMECorp.com or give me a call at 918-664-2588. Today I have Willis here with me, and he has some great questions that are going to help us learn about some of the updates that we've made over the past 90 days. Willis, how are you, and what can I do to help you out?
I'm doing great today, and I've got some questions for you. I'd like to start with the notifications page. The first chart you see is very pretty, but it's not very useful. Is there a way we can make this easier to read and understand?
Yes, like you said, this area chart is pretty. However, we can't interpret this at all. We have no idea what this is saying. So we're going to come up here to the right-hand side and click this gear, and this is going to give us the chart settings. Now we're going to click on the column chart, and this is going to make it into a much more user-friendly way. We want to make sure we save that so we don't have to keep changing it every time. Now that we have it in a way that we can interpret it a little bit better, we can also turn off and turn on different categories by simply clicking on those categories up here in the legend.
All right, is there a way to get a more recent snapshot?
There is. Let's say we want a chart that shows us what we've done over the course of the last month. We're going to come up here to the top left, and we're going to click Add Widget. We're going to name this Month. Caps lock is on. And then we're going to take this down to Certified Mail Overview. Now we can change the period to whatever period we want. We're going to keep this at month because that's what you're interested in today. And again, we can group these results different ways. We're going to leave that in the day. And again, we want to make the column chart our chart of choice because that's the easiest to interpret. We're going to hit Add Widget, and there it pulls it up at the bottom. This chart can be manipulated just like the one above by simply clicking on the desired categories that we want.
All right, that works. How do we, what's this piece exceptions with the red number 4?
Piece exceptions is a very, very important thing that we want to keep an eye on. This is 24 hours after we submit a piece to the USPS electronically. If it has not received a scan by the United States Postal Service, it's going to show up on this report. That means that they're expecting this piece, and 24 hours later, they never received it. If we click on this 4 right here, we'll be able to see our 4 pieces that have never received a scan 24 hours after it has been submitted to the post office.
Okay, is there something we can do to help limit our exposure to seeing these types of pieces?
We can. If we come over to the left-hand side and look at our mail jobs and view, we can print out what's called an acceptance form, and this is going to be a barcode that the post office is going to scan. Let's focus on this bottom job that we have here that has 10 pieces. If we come over to our 5th icon, this is the PS 5630 form. If we download this and we open it up, we will see that we have an acceptance barcode scan here. What this is any USPS representative, whether they are the mail clerk at the post office that you're dropping your mail off with, or it is the post office representative that comes to your office to pick up your mail, they can scan this barcode and they are accepting custody of however many pieces are up here. So in this instance, we have 10 pieces. When they scan this barcode, they are accepting those 10 pieces into custody at the USPS.
Okay, is there a way for us to see what those 10 pieces are?
Yes, there is. If we come over here and we download our PS 3877 form, this is a firm book that most people are a little bit more familiar with. They've changed it a little, though, here recently. They've added that 5630 form, again, to get that acceptance scan for the 10 pieces that are here. And if we scroll down, we have a line item by line item of each piece that is included in those 10, along with what services are added to those pieces.
All right, thank you. I see we have some warnings listed on status. What does that mean?
Warnings means that we have created these pieces, and when we submitted them electronically to the post office, there was a couple of things or something funky going on with it that the post office says, hey, we probably should look at. Doesn't mean they're not going to try and deliver a mail. Doesn't mean it's rejected. It just means there's something weird going on, and it requires us to investigate it a little bit deeper.
Okay. How do we see the warning that the post office is giving us?
If we come over to our second icon here, that's our reports icon. If we click on that, that's going to show us our warnings for this job. So we have 3 warnings for this job. A couple of them we have some address issues, and one of them we have a zip code issue. Again, that doesn't mean that these pieces aren't going to make it to our destination. All it means is that, hey, if we move forward, we want to try and address these issues and make sure that our addresses are a little bit more accurate.
Okay. How do we check status a little easier for our other mail pieces?
Again, if we come over to the left-hand side and we go to our Mail Pieces tab and View, we can now view all of our mail pieces right here that we have submitted.
Okay, we've tried using this one, but it's not very easy to see which pieces have been delivered recently. Is there a better way to be able to view those?
Yeah, we can actually customize this whole page for you a little bit. If we come to our arrows here and we can drop this down and go to the columns area, all of these items right here are things that we can select or deselect to show up on our page. So if we want to look at delivery date, we can select delivery date, and now it's going to show up on our page.
Okay. Can we get rid of barcode and custom fields?
Of course. And if you're worried about the delivery date, you're probably also worried about the proof of delivery. So let's go ahead and take a look at our proof of delivery viewed tab as well.
Okay.
So now we have all of our pieces in a nice way that works best for our business rules.
Okay. How do we see our delivered?
If we come under status and again click on our down arrow and go to filter, we can now filter this by any of the statuses that a mail piece would be associated with. We want to look at delivered today, so we're going to look at delivered and filter. Now it has all of our pieces that have been delivered. We can even break this down a little bit more by putting a date range in here. Let's look at what's just been delivered in December. So now these are all our pieces that we have that have been delivered in December.
Okay. What does the eyeball mean next to delivered?
The eyeball next to delivered, that means that this proof of delivery has been viewed. So if we look at this one down here, going to David Risen, we have not viewed this proof of delivery. So if we come over here, click on our proof of delivery, it's going to pull up our proof of delivery, which has our signature. It also has where it was delivered to. If we scroll down, it has all of our tracking information and all the scans that are associated with that piece as well. Now, if we come over here and we refresh this page and we go back down to that piece, we now notice there's an eyeball next to delivered, and under POD viewed, it shows that that proof of delivery has been viewed.
No, that's great. Is there a way to see our piece exceptions in this screen?
Unfortunately, not in this screen, but piece exceptions are so important, they actually get their own area. So if we come over here to the left and go down to reports, we can see piece exception report. And this is going to show us all our piece exceptions. Now I want you to notice here, Willis, the date range that we have. This is only showing our exceptions from the 7th until the 12th. So let's go ahead and let's change this and see if we have any more that have been there since the beginning of December. Looks like we have a couple more that had happened before that default date range. So we want to make sure that we keep an eye on those dates and that we extend those out so that we don't miss any pieces going out to our recipients.
Okay. Is there a way to export this to Excel so I can email it to another office so they can follow up on these?
Yeah, if we go to our Reports tab and then click on the Reports button, we can now select our date range, which again, we're looking at December 1st through today, and then our report type. We have all these different types of reports that we can export. Right now, we're concerned about piece with exceptions. We're going to select that, and then now we can download that report and export it and email it around and open it in an Excel file in a little bit better way to manipulate and understand.
All right, that's fantastic. I do have a couple admin questions for you. I'm working on developing a new profile, and I'm having issues with what I want to display on the banner page. It keeps showing all my information. I only want to see postage.
That's not a problem. So as an admin, we have this setup tab over here. Let's go ahead and click on that, and let's see what our company settings are first. So we click on our companies, and we come over next to our company and click on our gears, which is our settings tab. And now I can see displayed on your banner page, we have all 4 areas checkmarked: username, return reference number, custom fields, and postage amount. These are going to show up in any profile that we make, regardless of account regardless of department, regardless of user, these are always going to show up on our banner pages unless we override those at the profile level. So let's go see how to do that now. We'll save this. We come back over to our Setup tab, and again, as admins, we now have access to a Profiles tab.
It's going to be the number 10 Certified ERR.
So this number 10 Certified ERR tab, if we go over here and we edit this, I notice here that we have all 4 of our tabs selected again. And again, that matches up with our global or our company settings. You mentioned you only want postage to show up on this particular banner page.
That's correct.
We're going to unselect the other 3 options, and we want to select Override Company Settings. If we do not select this Override Company Settings, it's going to automatically default to that company settings which has all 4 of them selected. Another thing that they've added to this page now is we can preview our banner page. So let's go ahead and preview our banner page now, and let's make sure it looks how we want it to look. We open that up, and we scroll down, and we notice that the only thing that's displayed at the bottom of our banner page is in fact the postage.
Perfect. Now, we are trying to do a different return address, but we need this logo to be smaller. Is there an easy way to change that now?
There is. If we come over to the image page, or the image section on this page, if you notice right here, there's a checkbox that says Maintain Aspect Ratio. We want to make sure we have that checked, and we can change the width to however big we want it. Let's say we want it to be 175 px. It's going to automatically change the height to match that so that our logo doesn't look all oblong and wonky looking. And again, we can go ahead and preview our banner page, take a look at how that looks. That looks pretty good right there if you ask me.
All right. Well, thank you, Brian. That's all the questions I have for you. I look forward to our next quarterly training.
Not a problem. Another thing I want to bring your attention to, Willis, is we now support 4x4 and 4x6 e-Certify thermal labels for your large envelopes and packages that may need to go out certified. If this is something you might be interested in, please send me an email at support@OMECorp.com, or you can give me a call at 918-664-2588.
Okay, thank you. I'll send you an email for more information on the labels